All right, this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 1. The hand of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai was upon me and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord and sat me down in the midst of the valley which was full of bones and caused me to pass by them round about.
So that's what we're doing right now. We're passing about through the valley of dry bones, man. All right? So if you got a bunch of dry bones, meaning there's no life in them. But the thing about it, these people were alive. He was talking from a spiritual sense. All right, keep going.
And behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry.
All right, so when you had the whole congregation of Israel dead, and somebody had to wake them up. All right, so you have a guy named Abba Bivens, during the 60s, was one of the first ever teaching of us being the Israelites, man. Okay? I'm not saying he's Ezekiel or anything like that, but what I'm saying to you, that's what's going on right now in this times, man.
And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live?
Can these bones live? How can you put life into these bones? All right? Keep going.
And I answered, O Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, power, thou knowest.
All right.
Again he said unto me, prophesy unto these bones.
Boom, he said, do what to these bones?
Prophesy upon these bones.
He didn't say give them mouth to mouth. He didn't say inject them with no medicine. All right? He didn't say give them CPR. What did he say?
Prophesy upon these bones.
Upon these bones, prophesy. All right? Keep going.
And say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Lord.
All right, so what is the word of the Lord? That's the water. It said prophesy unto these dry bones. Keep going.
Thus saith the Lord power unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter into you.
And what is that? That's the breath of life, man. All right? Keep going.
And ye shall live.
All right, somebody give me Genesis 2 and 7 real quick. I think. I got that prophesy.
So yeah.
This is Genesis.
Give me that Genesis real quick.
This is Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. And the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, God formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul.
Boom! So man was at a dead state, walking around like a brute beast, and then the Most High put the breath of life in him that gave him life. All right, go back to that real quick.
All right, this is back in Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 6. And I will lay sinews upon you, and will bring up flesh upon you, and cover you with skin, and put breath in you, and ye shall live.
And ye shall live, man. That's why he said their dead bodies shall lie in the street, which is a great city, which is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. Because we didn't have no understanding of who we were. But we're going to go back to that in a minute. Revelation 11:8, get that on deck, somebody. All right.
And ye shall know that I am the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Ooh, that's what gave them life. Because that when we found out that the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, who he was, that breath of life came into us. All right, that's how we started living. All right, somebody give me that Revelation 11 and 8.
This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 8. It says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified.
All right, now you're going into a different time period where we're at a dead state again. All right, keep going.
It says, and they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not
350 years.
and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves.
All right, so how? How? By giving us life. All right, how? By giving us the truth. They kept the truth away from us. All right, but the truth was gonna find us. All right, the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai was gonna find his elect. All right, keep going.
Verse 10, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them, making merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwell on the earth.
Ooh, didn't he say in Ezekiel, prophesy to these dead bones? So after we prophesy to these dead bones, we're giving judgment to these other nations. All right? Keep going. And that's torment to them. All right?
And after 3 days and a half,
What happened after 3 days and a half? What happened after 350 years? Huh?
the spirit of life from Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, entered into them.
Well, now there you go. What did he say? Prophesy to these dead bones that they may live.
God.
All right? So the spirit of life comes from what? The word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Keep going.
And it says, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them.
So Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5, all right? So you can't fight in the battle if you're spiritually, if you're dead. All right? You don't even know what you're fighting for. You got to put that. All right, bring it out real quick.
This is John chapter 6, verse 63. It is the spirit that quickeneth.
It's the spirit that quickeneth, bro. All right, read that one more time.
It is the spirit that quickeneth.
Hey, what's that scripture say? Think not I can't quicken these mortal bodies. Anybody know that one? If you can find it, bring it out. It is the spirit that quickeneth. It's the spirit that brings life into these bodies. All right? Because if not, it's like a car driving down the street by itself. Eventually, it's gonna run into a goddamn tree if you don't have somebody driving it right. You feel me? Keep going.
It is the spirit that quickeneth.
The spirit of what? The spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, man.
God.
The flesh profiteth nothing. The flesh profiteth nothing. So if you're not walking in the true spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, you're not profiting anything but destruction.
God. Because why? This flesh is another name of saying the change of darkness. This flesh is defiled. It's corrupt. So it's the spirit and the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai that put light in this vessel, man.
All right, bring it out. You got it?
Romans 8 and 11. But it's the spirit of him that raised up Yahushua from the dead dwell in you. He that raised up Hamashiach from the dead shall also quicken your mortal bodies by his spirit that dwelleth in you.
By the spirit that dwelleth in you. What is he going to do? He's going to rise up that standard. He's going to let it be known. He's going to tell you that spirit that's within you that's of him. All right? You went all the way to 9?
My Lord. All right, this is back in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 7. So I prophesied as I was commanded, and I prophesied. There was a noise, and behold, a shaking, and the bones came together, bone to his bone.
And the bones came together, bone to his bone. All right, so when he started prophesying to these bones started coming together. Somebody give me Sirach, was it 36 and 11? Or 36 or 33 and 11, 39 and 11, one of them 130. Sirach. 36 and 11.
Gather all the tribes.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, this is Sirach 36 and 11. Gather all the tribes of Jacob together and inherit thou them as from the beginning.
As from the beginning, when they knew they were Israelites, when they weren't spiritually dead. All right? So what's happening? What's happening right now? Read that again.
Con, this is back in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 7. So I prophesied as I was commanded. And
so it's a commandment for us to come out here and teach and prophesy. All right?
And as I prophesied, there was a noise, and behold, a shaking. And the bones came together, bone to his bone.
Bone to his bones. You already read that, and they stood up a great exceeding army. You read that? You said in Revelation 11.
I'll go back to it. This is Revelation chapter 11. I'm going to start at verse 11. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them that which saw them. Verse 12, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither.
All right, that was it. All right, keep going to that.
All right, this is back at the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 8. And when I beheld, lo, the snooze in the flesh, the sinews in the flesh came up upon them, and the skin covered them above.
So they became from dry bones to a living body. Keep going.
But there was no breath in them.
There was no breath in them. So what? They hadn't got the full understanding of the truth yet. They know they're Israelites. All right. Now they got to get the name and they got to get the right doctrine. All right.
prophesy unto the wind. Prophesy, son of man. Say to the wind, thus saith the Lord, power, come from the far winds, O breath, and breath upon these slain.
And what is spirit? The spirit is a breath. The spirit is like unto the wind. So when we prophesy to the wind, man, we actually speaking into existence the things that are in this book. So that's what we're doing, making what's been written in this book manifest. All right, that's why Judas had to become the betrayer. That's all according to the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. But Judas is going to be in the kingdom. All right? That was it?
And breathe upon these slain that they may live.
So they may live. That breath of life is these scriptures, man. And that great noise that he heard was this right here.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labor.
And that's what we're doing. We're standing in great boldness of the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So that noise that was being heard was the prophesying of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and his return and his coming. Once those bones started coming together. But he said some of them didn't have skin upon them. All right, meaning all of them, they're not going to have the correct doctrine. But they're still going to be pushing Israel. All right? So some of y'all are not fully clothed. Some of y'all still don't have your full armor on. All right?
All right. I got a precept. This is 2 Ezra chapter 14, verse starting at verse 38. It says, and the next day, behold, a voice called me, saying, Ezra, open thy mouth and drink that I give to thee to drink. Then opened I my mouth, and behold, I reached me a full cup, which was full, as it were, with water, but the color of it was like fire.
The color was like fire. That's that spirit. That's the word, bro. And he drunk of that cup. All right, he said a full cup. Some of y'all took a sip. Now you're running out here thinking you know everything, man, but you're still spiritually dead.
What Yahweh Hashem Yahushai said unto Ezekiel, consume the roll?
Consume the whole roll. He didn't say to chew up a little piece. He said consume the whole roll, man.
You want me to get it?
Yeah, you can get it.
All right, verse 40. It says, and I took it and
because
drank.
the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the Israelites of the Holy Bible. They need to know that. The Most High's name is Yahweh. His son's name is Yahushua. Ain't no Jesus and no Jehovah.
All right, 2 Ezra chapter 14, verse 40. And I took it and drank, and when I had drunk of it, my heart uttered understanding.
Oh, when he drunk, his heart uttered understanding. He became fully alive. All right?
And wisdom grew in my breast, for my spirit strengthened my memory, and my mouth was open and shut no more.
Think that I can't quicken these mortal bodies? He got quickened right there with the word. That was just it, man.
Good.
All right? He went into a new form of life, man. He says the Most High was not going to send him out there to promote death. All right? He became the living word from that point. All right? This is just like how we become the living word. Through the what? Spirit of Yahushua. Not saying we're Yahushua, but he said the things I do, you shall do greater. All right?
I'm going to jump down verse 47. It says, for in them is the spring of understanding, the fountains of wisdom, and the stream of knowledge.
Fountain of wisdom.
Fountain of wisdom.
And understanding. Because what it says in Jeremiah, it says, I will give you pastors according to my heart that will feed you knowledge and understanding.
Boom, according to his will. That's just it. That's just it. What are they teaching? Life and death to these other nations, man. Destruction to Esau.
I still got Ezekiel for you.
Still got Deuteronomy.
3, baby.
Let me get the Deuteronomy.
I got you.
All right.
It's Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and an astonishment of heart.
Smite me with blindness and madness and astonishment of heart. That's the spiritual death right there. That's for your knowledge, wisdom, and understanding being taken away. All right? Madness meaning you have no understanding. Lunatic, crazy, worshiping whatever. All right?
Verse 29.
Yeah.
And thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind grope in darkness.
All right, so you walk around in it's bright as hell outside, but you groping around like it's dark. All right, because you don't have the understanding. That's your death right there. Oh, you can get down Hosea 4:6.
What's that precept? They shall run to and fro seeking
Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You want to keep going with it?